The place in the next video, even though it's a storage unit facility, I would really want to live inside one of these storage units. Yeah, I'm such a weirdo, I know, but this is part of my ultimate plan to isolate myself in this world. Do you also want me to explain my views on life? Let's get to NYC Dumb, the girl in the next video who supposedly owns the storage unit facility. Clearly that is not her real name. However, you heard me say supposedly, so does that mean that she isn't alone in the building? That's a great assumption, one of the greatest out there, and it might go down in history too. The girl the other day was paying an ordinary visit to the building. She was just making sure everything was facilitating as it should before her eye landed on something that would terrify her for the rest of her life, or maybe just for the rest of the year, depending on how long it would take her to find out who's lurking on her. She caught something at the end of the corridor peeking in and out. She didn't know what it was at first. It might have been a trick of light, as everyone says in this niche when explaining creepy footage. But then, she picked up her phone to capture the event, which demonstrated that that thing was, in fact, a creepy, dark figure. Even days later, that figure was still lingering around the building and vanishing. Her friend got curious when she saw the videos, so she decided to pay a visit to the facility with her friend. This time, though, the figure wasn't the only creepy anomaly. There were whispers, too, echoing the building, possibly saying hello.
I'm over here at the storage, and I don't know if it's me, but y'all telling me I don't see that. Oh, no. I don't know if it's just a fan, like, going in and out, but the is that? Duh. I don't... Maybe I'm bugging. No, I know y'all just see that, right? Oh!
One of the guys was over here and he started yelling at me saying that, oh, do you have a storage unit? Do you have this now? Why you keep coming around over here? Like, first of all, that makes no sense. I have a storage unit. Obviously, you guys can see and clear, and I think this is the guy that's been in here. He was down there. Well, those boxes are. He was down there. In and out, in and out. There he's right there. So I don't know if he's the one that's been messing with me or whatever, but for him to say, oh, what are you doing here? Do you have a storage? That's like, pipe down. And the weird part is, these are censored. How come that's off and the other one's on? If the other one's on, the middle one should be on too. That's what's also funny. What is it? It's 4:30. There's people here. This has to be the first time I've seen the people. Don't mind the skeletons. Halloween. Happy Halloween. But there's people here, right? And the fact that I have not seen the guy came out of the storage unit. I've been waiting for a minute just to see if he leaves or not. Because if he hasn't leave, then that's got to be the guy that's keep messing with me. Because there's no way. Why the family? What the? Stop lying. Are you serious?
Look at it. Bro, it was just moving, I promise you. Bro, it was just...
You don't see that in the corner?
Oh my God.
The top corner.
My question remains, why didn't she Rambo towards the end of that corridor where the figure was peeking? Also, as I said, I would really like to rent one of these to live in, so that figure kind of resembles how I would be behaving around. In the title of the next video, it said that these two have finally caught the ghost on camera, so I was really excited to see what these two were up to. Get it? These two went up to, playing it on rhyme. They paid me to say what you just heard, and I'm not so proud of it. Anyway, let's get back to Shahid and his friend Khan, or whatever his friend's real name is. I couldn't find it. As they were investigating this unknown place, they were in danger of getting hurt. That's really terrifying. don't be overdramatic. I didn't say they went to war against the world of evil jinn. It was just some objects falling down on them and almost hitting them on the head. Well, depending on the weight of these objects, it could be really dangerous. So, what can you tell us about these so-called paranormal activities? And why did you say so-called? Are you doubting these two angelic brave men who put their lives and souls at risk in order to give you a show of what the jinn can do and how they can harm you? Regardless, before anything, there was a door swinging as always, and no one was behind it or inside the room it leads to, so you can say it was fairly paranormal. But other objects were moving on their own, like that wooden blank on the floor sliding on the ground. Or how about that small refrigerator swinging back and forth? Not enough yet. How about some wooden sticks falling on Shahid's head? Or that steel tray? It all fell on him, by the way. Not scary enough for your own taste. Then hear this one. Before they left, they encountered a jinn in the shape of an old man.
पूरम बिल्कुल मुझे ऐसे महसूस हुआ है जैसे कोई ना अंदर है। देखें, मुझे पता है कि आप इधर हैं, आप इधर बिल्कुल हैं, आप बगैर नुकसान पहुंचाए सामने हैं। क्या होगा फिर?
ओए, ये शाहिद दिखाएं, आगे दिखाएं। मैंने अंदर पता है किस लिए दिखाया? शाहिद जैसे ही उधर से आवाज आई है ना, ये गिरा है।
हाँ खुरम, ये देखें गिलास है। बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम।
शाहिद
क्या हुआ?
यार ये यूं घूमा है। ये
क्या हुआ?
दरवाजा बंद हुआ, दरवाजा बंद हुआ शायद बड़ी जोर से। है इस कमरे में भी हलचल है। ओए, खैरियत है? खैरियत है?
खुरम, मैं बिल्कुल इधर गया और ये जो लकड़ी पड़ी हुई ना, बिल्कुल मेरे ऊपर आई है। क्या हुआ?
है ना, कुछ हुआ है। ये बाहर से फिर बुलाने की आवाज आई। शाहिद, आप जब से एंटर हुए ना, आवाज बढ़ गई है, तेज आवाज आने की, अब ज्यादा आनी शुरू हुई है, और वही बुलाने की आवाज है, वही बुलाने की आवाज है शाहिद। अल्लाह माफ करे, ये गुर्राने की आवाज तो शाहिद। शाहिद क्या?
मेरे को चीज सर पे आग लगी।
चीज नहीं, ये ऊपर से गिरा आके, ऊपर से गिरा।
अब उन्होंने तो बोला तो वो अंधेरी आई थी, वो अपनी जगह से उखड़ गया दरख्त, क्योंकि काफी पुराना था।
हमने कहा इधर से गिरा है, वो दीवार भी है उसकी गिरी।
अंदर भी है, इधर भी खड़ा हुआ है।
आगे दिखाएं, आगे दिखाएं, दिखाएं, दिखाएं।
तो इतनी इतनी लाल आंखें कोई जैसे उसने बताया था ना वो जो लड़का था
मैं कहना इधर से गिरा है दीवार भी है उसकी गिरी है
फुल अंदर भी है इधर भी खड़ा हुआ है अल्लाह अकबर
आगे दिखाएं आगे दिखाएं 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 मुझे कोई किसी ने यहाँ टच किया
फुल मेरे ख्याल से निकलो यार इधर से
है
अल्लाह अकबर आ जाओ इधर आ जाओ खुरम बाहर आ जाओ आ जाओ आ जाओ आ जाओ
कौन है
खुरम
कौन है
Obviously, something was off about that Jinn apparition. I don't know, when you look at it, even at full speed with the motion blur, something feels unbalanced with the whole scene, even if there was catch-up covering most of my screen while that scene was playing at full speed. I would still somehow be able to notice it. There were people who have been featured on this channel who continually convinced me that what they had on video was literally a paranormal scene, and then later I found out that these videos were probably staged, despite how convincing they were. Either that, or these people began staging videos later as they ran out of places with paranormal activities. But Rosanna is beginning to make me believe she is one of these people. I'm worried that she might be on the list that may never be released to the public. I know how confused you might be here. I'm definitely not talking about that list you have in mind. I'm talking about my own list of people who recorded fake paranormal activities. Rosanna in the next video is getting into a new level of horror in her house, which we believe to be haunted, but now I feel like she is in some sort of a horror game. Like in one of the videos, she was recording the doorknob moving, as if there was someone behind it trying to open it. After a while, she finally decided to end the misery of this figure and open the door, which was more like she opened a portal to a different dimension. Because what appeared behind that door was a freaky face staring her down, like a demon of some sort. If you thought this was ridiculous, hear this next part. A cloud of smoke, a black cloud of smoke, was walking towards her, which forced her to bring out the big tools. She took out a cross, trying to keep it away before it vanished. But then what followed was just as creepy. A childish-like voice calling her, "Mama!" What I never knew was the fact that ghosts can play the speaker without using a cassette or a disc. They can do the same with musical toys.
J'en ai marre, j'en ai marre, j'en ai marre. Ouais, ok. Alors le choupi, il est tout en haut de l'étagère là-bas. Et il ne marche plus. Voilà. Coucou, je suis là. Classique. Regarde, il est à 0. Coucou, je suis là. Coucou, je suis là. Il marchait plus. Coucou, je suis là. Tournevis, super, je sais pas. Coucou, je suis là. Coucou, tais-toi. Tais-toi. J'ai entendu. Coucou, je suis là. Je suis pas folle. J'ai entendu. Coucou, je suis là. Oh non. Je crois pas. C'est pas possible, ça marche pas. Ça marche. Arrêtez! Arrêtez! Vous voulez quoi? Arrêtez! Parlez, merde! Je n'en peux plus. Je n'en peux plus. Bon allez, j'appelle les flics. 4 heures du matin. T'arrives. Elle est dans le noir. Elle est dans le noir. Je vais péter un câble. Je vais péter un câble. C'est quoi ces yeux? C'est pas ces yeux. Non, 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 non. Non, 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 non. C'est pas ses yeux. Celui qui demain sous l'abri du Très-Haut repose à l'abri du Tout-Puissant. Je dis à l'Éternel, mon refuge et ma forteresse, mon Dieu en qui je me confie. Car c'est lui qui te délivre du filet de la peste, l'oiseleur, et c'est il te fouillera de ses plaies.
Why do I feel like this woman works as a VFX artist? I don't know, but the escalation of these so-called paranormal activities is getting a bit over the edge. When I watched the next video, I was like, this is some clean-looking house. It's such a luxurious place. That's what I had in mind before I could even see the full story. I even rushed to judge the woman who is recording the videos to be such an untamed spender who would just buy and live in a big property to fuel her hunger. That was way too fast for me, but after I watched the entire thing and read the story, I realized this lady is not only innocent of my judgment, but she is also not the owner of the property to begin with. She is just someone who works for the house owner. Then, what is the story of this place that is so intriguing that I have been hyping it up? Well, the owner of the house has been calling our lady here to clean the house way too often. The cleaning lady is actually someone who usually tapes her job, or more like takes some videos of the house she cleans and publishes them. But this house was different, not for the reason you may think of if you're even thinking about anything. Now, aside from the fact that she has made some bucks out of this property due to the frequency of being called to clean it, the story is terrifying in depth. The owner was calling the cleaner too often because no tenant would stay in the house for long. They all end up having a short trip before they find their way out. When you see the place, you would think, such a beautiful property. Why would they evade? This is the same reason why the cleaning lady had to begin documenting to see what might be driving the tenant out. And here is where things got really bone-chilling, as she began feeling something eerie, as if someone was hiding somewhere in the house, inhaling and exhaling. These suspicions grew more genuine when she began hearing noises, as if someone actually was in the house with her despite her being alone. But hearing and seeing are two different factors of fear, so that's why in the videos not only would you hear some faint voices, but also cabinets and doors opening on their own, such as the bathroom's door. At one point, while the owner was in the house, the piano was heard playing, which drove the lady to go upstairs, where she later got almost trapped inside the bedroom.
Regresamos el día de hoy para limpiar y ahorita les voy a enseñar la recámara donde los gatos vivían. Todavía hay algunos gatos aquí Pero hay muchísimas antigüedades. Esta es una de la antigüedad que más me llama la atención. Realmente no sé qué sea esto. O sea, hasta pareciera un mini ataúd. No sé, está muy raro. Hay cosas aquí muy extrañas, antiguas. Todavía quedan algunos gatos, porque me estaba diciendo la hija que cuando vinieron a ver a sus papás, al momento de abrir la recámara, pues era todo un caos con el apeste y todo, se escaparon algunos gatos. Entonces ella todavía los alimenta. Miren, esta es la comida de los gatos. Ahorita voy a enseñar Entonces les voy a enseñar las recámaras de allá arriba. ¿Cuántos gatos éramos? 30. Como 30, ¿verdad? Bueno, yo pensaba que había dicho 15, eran 30. Y algunos todavía viven aquí. ¿No sabes? ¿Escuchaste? ¿Está escuchando el piano? Sí. Otra vez, y no sirve. No, el piano no sirve. No sirve, no es de... Pues esto no suena nada. Así que no sé por qué se escucha el piano. Esta es la recámara. Aquí era donde tenían a los gatos. Cuando nosotros venimos a limpiar el baño estaba lleno de popó, vómito. ¡Ey! ¿Qué fue eso? ¿Qué fue? Ay, yo no sé, azotaron la puerta bien fuerte. No mames. No mames, cerraron la pinche puerta. ¿Pero de dónde? Bueno, esta es la recámara. No sé por qué. Ya se quiere ir. Se azotaron ahora sí la recámara. Ahorita estamos en la parte de arriba de la mansión y les quiero enseñar donde vivieron más de 25 a 30 gatos. Imagínense, los señores estaban grandes de edad y estos dos recámaras con el baño era donde los gatos vivían. Ellos no andaban por toda la mansión, solamente vivían aquí arriba. Y la señora me comentó que en este cuarto cambiaron la carpeta. Orines, vómito, arena, popó, había de todo. Imagínense, los dueños grandes de edad no podían limpiar todo eso. Lo que no entiendo es por qué tenían demasiados gatos. Ahorita les voy a enseñar lo que es el baño. En el baño, cuando lo limpiamos, era una cosa que no podías ver el piso. Así que tú dime, no sé por qué tendrían tantos gatos. ¿Tú qué harías si tuvieras tantos gatos? Para empezar, no creo que tuvieras tantísimos gatos. Y les voy a enseñar el baño. Cuando nosotros limpiamos el baño, no podías mirar lo que era el piso. Todavía se mira blanquizco, pero de tanto orín penetrado, había popó, vómito, había pipí, pelos, lleno, estaba horrible. Así que es una historia de los gatos. Imagínense, ellos fallecieron. Chingada madre. Eso no se estaba moviendo y no puedo creer que sea la de... Ay, no puede ser. Cada vez pasan más cosas aquí y muchas veces se escucha cuando estás arriba que suben las escaleras. También se ha escuchado el piano en videos anteriores. Ay, no, en videos anteriores, no puedo hablar. En videos anteriores se ha escuchado el piano y estoy acá arriba sola. Es que la verdad quiero volver a ir a ver. No se estaba moviendo demasiado fuerte. Eso no es normal. No, ya me da cosa entrar para allá. Otra cosa que me estaba diciendo la hija, que en la parte de afuera el papá mandó a poner malla. Ustedes la pueden ver. ¿Para qué? Para que los gatos no se pudieran escapar. Así que dime, ¿tú vendrías a ayudarme a limpiar la mansión? ¿Vendrías a quedarte una noche aquí? Esta casa se ha limpiado muchísimas veces porque la gente no dura rentando. Rompe el contrato por una u otra cosa y tuvimos que venirla a limpiar el día de hoy porque ya mañana se van a mover. Se las quiero enseñar. Lo raro es que dice el realtor que no dura la gente. Esta casa se ha limpiado muchísimas veces porque rompe el contrato a la gente. Ay, no mames. Ya es noche. Estoy sola. Chingados, está ahí. No hay nada. Esta pinche casa, sé por qué rompe el contrato a la gente. Ay, no, déjenme regresar, sí, porque me dio cosas a la pinche puerta. Y dicen los señores que rentan aquí que miran demasiadas cosas. La gente no dura viviendo aquí, rompe el contrato, así que vamos a grabar un poquito para allá. Ese pinche cuarto ahí, no sé qué fregados es. Ya las muchachas me están esperando allá afuera. Miren, allá me da cosa. Tengo que prender la luz. Ahorita voy a ir a prender la luz para seguir grabando. ¿Te imaginas? Para que la gente rompa el contrato acá, es porque de plano no aguantan a vivir aquí. Y ahorita les voy a enseñar lo demás para allá. Déjenme prender la luz. ¿Dónde está la luz acá? Chingada madre. Ahí está. Ok, ahorita les voy a enseñar. Esta es una recámara. Se está poniendo ahorita tenso. Entonces, el Señor dice que ya van varias familias que rompen el contrato. No sé qué es lo que pasó aquí, donde te hayas tenido que haber salido por algo o roto el contrato. Ahorita les voy a enseñar qué es eso que se escucha. ¡Ey! ¿Andan acá? No mames. Espérenme. Iba a dejar grabando, pero la neta ya me está dando cosa. Yo creo que me voy a tener que ir. No sé. Tengo que ir a apagar las luces de ella porque se está poniendo ya. Ay, no. Creo que voy a regresar mañana mejor. Ya me voy a la chinga. Esa pinche luz, la de acá la tengo que apagar.
There must be some history driving these ghosts to keep lingering around the place. After all, this house does look vintage, so some darkness might have fallen in the past and driven the property inside of it.
¿Lleva cuántos gatos éramos? ¿Lleva cuántos gatos éramos? ¿Lleva cuántos gatos éramos?
Maybe the next video isn't particularly scary in a paranormal sense, but it's creepy from a different perspective, and obviously this isn't the first time I've featured these kinds of videos. What we have here is footage from a Ring camera, but instead of recording from outside the house, it's recording from inside. A woman, who might be Mexican, was in her house alone at night when she heard her door knocking, but instead of a late-night ordinary visitor or a delivery boy, it was someone far creepier. I mean, not to say that the people mentioned were in the creepy category, even though they could be. What I meant is that this person at her door was someone who had been stalking her for some time. He was calling her out and speaking to her directly with full intensity. No rage could be heard in his voice, but threats. She kept asking him what his intentions were and why he was trying to get in. But he kept pressuring her, and he began bringing up some personal stuff about her life. Like what she drives, what dog she owns, when she sleeps, when she goes to work, and what panties I wear on a Sunday. That last one was made up. But you get the idea. He knows way too much about her, so he must have been stalking her for some time. Before you begin wondering why she didn't call the police on him, she did warn him that she would do so, but instead of freaking out, he told her to pipe down and continued pressuring her. He had no fear in his heart. Instead, he implanted that fear in her heart.
Hey, don't move.
The what?
Hey, don't move.
That.
It's none of your business. Don't move.
It's not
Hey,
my
I need you to answer me
business.
something right now.
You're from my camera. Who's this? I mean, who's talking?
Do not move. I need you.
Who are
Do
you?
you drive the pink Camaro?
Who are you?
Do you drive the pink Camaro?
How do you know? Who are you?
Yes or no? Do you drive the pink Camaro?
Who are you? It's not your business what I drive. Who are you?
It is my business. I'm asking you a serious
You don't have to
question.
talk
You
me
have
from
to.
my camera. I'm going to call the police. Go away and leave me
It's
alone.
none of their business. It's our business.
Go away and leave me alone.
I've
What
been
are
watching
you
for the
doing in
past
front of
6
my
months.
camera?
I know what you do. I know the times you leave. I know the times y'all sleep. I know what you eat. I know
Oh,
everything.
really?
I know the whole entire pattern. So get in front of the camera and let me see you.
Go
I know who you are.
away.
I know who you are. I know who you are. You got that white and black dog, right?
Okay, leave me alone. This is not your
got the pink
business what I
Camaro?
do or what I don't do. Stay away from me. I'm calling the police right now.
What's his name? Hey, you got it. You better answer me something right now, or you're gonna see. Get in front of the camera again. Stop running away. Don't run away. Why are you
You
running
must
away?
be a drunk
Why are
person
you
or
running away?
a drunk. It's
Don't
not
run
your
away, no.
business. I can do whatever I want.
No, you gotta
Go away and
confess
leave me
to me right
alone.
now. You gotta confess, or you'll see, or you're about to see. Don't make me.
You know where I go? I'm going to call the police.
Don't make me. Don't push me there. You want to push me there? Hey, come back. Stop being scared. Let me tell you something.
They're right now. They're right. Keep talking. Keep talking. They're coming soon to get you.
Who's coming?
What else?
Who's coming?
I wonder what the aftermath of this was, since we don't have much information about the whole case in general, but I think she should have some sort of a protection tool for such cases. If I ask you a question, how many apparitions would you expect to see in a single investigation? You may say 1 or 2, but I have you some other thoughts, as when it comes to the next video, you have to raise the count number. Even I lost count of how many apparitions have occurred during the video. So let's cut straight to the bottom line. What's with the next man? He is an everyday investigator, the regular if I can say the least. But what is so special about this dude? Well, I can say he can use fire style. That might sound a bit confusing, so let me make it simpler. He can ignite fire with his bare hands. It's very simple, actually, in concept. In all seriousness, since he is exploring a haunted place, anything is expected, so he tapped on what looks like a big basin, and some fire out of nowhere was lit up. But that was the beginning. As things proceeded forward, he kept encountering one paranormal activity after the other. There was even a file that was surfing on the floor on its own. Just let me check the video again to see what else happened before I mention anything about the apparitions. Well, other than what seemed like glowing eyes from deep in the trees, there was nothing too important. Now let's focus on the spooky part. At one point, while he was pinning his camera around, he caught what looked like a female figure in a blue dress. Do you also want me to tell you what color her lipstick was? Anyways, the figures differentiated from one shot to another, which means there were different species. There was one with only her head pulling down from the ceiling. There was a figure in a black dress walking from one corner to the other, and more to come.
Tempat pemandian jenazah, men. Oke lah, nggak apa-apa. Gua tepuk aja dulu ya sebelum gua mulai ya. Basah, cu. Astagfirullahaladzim. Baru aja gue tepuk, cok. Bentar. Ini punya masalah nih sama gue, cuy. Oke lah, kita mulai dari sini aja ya, teman-teman ya. Oke guys, sekarang gue lagi berada di salah satu bekas rumah sakit yang ada di Surabaya, teman-teman. Nampak? Wujud kalian. Astagfirullahaladzim. Gila. Kang Dang. Kang, atuh Kang, typing lah Kang. Aduh, aing kagak bawa hati, Cok. Astagfirullahaladzim, muka gua bener-bener panas, Cuk. Gila. Astagfirullahaladzim, itu nandai, Kang. Astagfirullahaladzim. Makin malam makin asik, coy. Apa ini, Cok? Apa ini, Cok? Lo lihat gak sih, men? Barusan tiba-tiba ini cuman kayak gini doang, noh. Gua spill di sini ya. Cuman kayak gini doang, nggak ada apa-apanya, Cok. Astagfirullahaladzim. Astagfirullahaladzim. Sir. Bentar, Cok, gua mundur bentar ya. Astagfirullahaladzim. Cuman manggil doang, di telinga doang lu manggil, anjing. Lu di telinga doang manggilnya, Cok. Cuman di telinga doang lu manggilnya, Cok. Gak ada lagi. Astagfirullahaladzim. Ternyata susternya yang manggil, Cok. Woi. Ini men, gue coba masuk dulu ke dalam ya. Sebenarnya ini ruangan apaan sih? Halo? Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ya qadamul ruh, ya qadamul jin, ya qadamul jasad, ya rijalul goib. Mata tower. Ada mata tower. Kalau berani ayo maju sini, yuk. Jangan cuma di sana aja mata tower. Asusito SPB. Halo, everybody home. Men, gue coba kelilingin 7 kali ya. Men, ini 1 ya. Gue coba kelilingin 7 kali ya. Dua. Dah, 7 guys. 7 guys. Pusing kepala, Cuk. Ser. Udah 0052 ya guys. Astagfirullahaladzim. Kang. Astagfirullahaladzim, Cok. Kelak. Ieu aing teu jauh. Astagfirullahaladzim. Gua nggak jauh, Cok.
I may not be able to swallow these figures' apparitions as much as you do as a viewer, but I do see the possibility of this being real in some cases, especially if it was done right, like in this video. let's see what we have here. Now, before we get to talk about the story, which we don't have in the first place, let me clarify what I mean by the title on your screen. Why am I laughing at what should be a scary video that should send shivers down my butt? And that's a very intriguing question, allow me to say so. I was laughing at the single shot that actually got them more views in the first place. The single shot that should have been the climax of the video. How ridiculously unprofessional. Let me explain. Well, first, why don't we talk about the video itself until we reach that point, then we can discuss my emotional experience with that part. Now we are talking business. So corny. These guys entered an anonymous place that, for some reason, looks like an abandoned school. They definitely heard some dark stories about its reputation, such as people encountering paranormal activities and such, so they decided to conduct some rituals, trying to expel the demons within. After finishing their rituals, they decided to do the last touch, which was... No, it was nothing, I just thought I had to say that. So, what then? What comes after the ritual part? You come after that. You come to listen to the next part. They took a look around the place and they found something hanging, tied with strings. It looked like a dark magic. As they were checking on it, they turned around to see the shot I talked about at the beginning. You mean that one you laughed at? Yes. A black, tall, skinny shadow figure was seen entering one of the rooms. They followed him, only to be almost trapped inside as the door closed on one of them.
เสียงอะไรวะขนลุกเลยลุกเลยกูจะยินเหมือนกันนะไม่ก่อนที่จะเข้ามากูยังรู้สึกว่าเหมือนมีอะไรแบบนี่ค่ะติดถนนนั้นนี่ครับสวัสดีครับสวัสดีถ้ามีดีก็ออกมาให้เจอเลยนะพูดไปก็กลัวเหมือนกันนี่อะไรห้องน้ำนี่มีรองเท้าคนด้วยเหรออุ้ยมีใครอยู่ปะเนี่ยสับน่ากลัวไปเข้าไปผมบอกคนนอกต่อมือจับมันนี่อะไรกูเหยียบหรือเปล่าวะไม่แน่ใจเมื่อกี้มันจะเสียงเหมือนกิ้งหรือมันเหยียบเราแพงเฮ้ยไงเสาเฮ้ยไงเจอเสาเราชี้ขนลุกเลยโอ้ยพี่จริงไม่ใช่ขนลุกเลยพี่มีเสาจริงได้ป่ะอะไรไม่แต่มึงเห็นไหมมึงดูรอบๆให้ดูรอบๆนะนี่คือเสานี่ด้านหลังไหมมีใครอยู่ด้านหลังเหรอวะเฮียนี่เป็นไงไอ้คุณเลยเสียบกระจกตรงนี้น่ะเสียบกระจกมีเสียงแปลกๆนี่ฟังเสียงตรงนี้เสียงตรงนี้เมื่อกี้ได้ยินใช่ไหมได้ยินเสียงด้านหลังนี่เฮ้ยเชี่ยขนลุกอ่ะเฮ้ยไงดีเฮ้ยสยิวเลยอ่ะเฮ้ยแอดเฮ้ยใจเย็นเฮ้ยเห็นไหมเชี่ยเฮ้ยขนลุกเลยเฮ้ยกูเข้าไปดูแล้วกูไม่ไปนะไม่ไปแน่อุ้ยไปแล้วเฮียตีตาเลยเชื่อคนเดียวนะวะมึงไปขอดูจริงอ่ะนี่ไม่แล้วห้องนี้ดูมันเหมือนห้องคนงานปะเป็นห้องพักอะไรเนี่ยไม่ไปนะไม่ไปจริงอ่ะหัวตรงนี้ไม่ไปหรอกไม่ไปเลยเดี๋ยวเมื่อกี้เข้ามาข้างในเนี่ยพี่เชี่ยโอ้ยเฮียเปิดเฮียตกใจเปิดมึงล็อกไงกี่เนี่ยไหนซื้อตรงนี้มึงไม่ได้แกล้งกูใช่ไหมกูว่าแต่มึงเป็นเองเมื่อกี้ทำไมตะเกียบมึงไม่ได้เข้าไปปิดแกล้งกูใช่ไหมบ้าเลยกูยืนตรงนี้อยู่ไฟอย่างนี้
The reason why I laughed at this shadow figure was very simple. I mean, come on, look at that thing. Take a look at it again. It really reminded me of one of my friends who would be moving like that around the house, and he has the same physique too. Kevin is back, and he is back because he wants revenge, not from me, but from the person who committed the crime. Before you ask me about what crime we are discussing, let me first introduce you to the plan. Not the plan of mine, but the plan this man had in mind going on this investigation. He decided to go alone to use the Ouija board in a remote location in the wild, surrounded by rocks and hills. He wanted to conduct the session there. But what's the point of him conducting the session, particularly in this location? Well, there is a story, a context regarding this place. It's said that a long time ago, a girl lost her life there. The person who took her life used a pistol. Now, for the twist, this person who did it was her father-in-law. Why did he go so far as to commit such a tragedy? Well, it was said that he was in love with her, but she never considered him or even wanted to be around him after she knew his intentions and the way he approached her with his feelings prior to the event. So this is the revenge Kevin is seeking? I don't know. I made that part up. He just wanted to take advantage of this story because he knows this might intensify the Ouija session. It might bring up the spirit of this girl. So he surrounded himself with candles and began the session using a glass cup, putting that board on top of a rock instead of a regular table. He also used an EMF detector from which he got so many spikes that it indicates that there is some evil energy. The Ouija board session went as he hoped. He got answers, and the radio warned him and demanded stuff like telling him to close his eyes. The GoPro he was using froze multiple times, while the candles around him were melting fast in an unnatural fashion, according to Kevin. Perhaps this might not have been enough to scare either you or him, but when the glass cup moved on its own, falling, and voices began echoing like cries and laughter, Kevin knew it was game over for him, and he should buckle up, take his stuff, and evacuate.
¿Qué hay detrás de mí? ¿Qué quieres? Ven. ¿Qué hay detrás de mí? Se quiere mover, pero... Quiero saber qué hay detrás de mí. Ven. 6. Me acaba de decir 6, familia. No sé qué tanto voy a durar haciendo esto, familia. No quiero durar mucho tiempo haciendo esto. Escuchen. Ven. A. S. E. S. I. Arma. Me había dicho después de detrás, me dijo 6. Quizá fueron 6 disparos. Vean. No. Me está confesando. ¿Por qué no me quieres decir? ¿Por qué lo hizo? ¿Cuál es el problema? Que se sepa lo que pasó aquí. Quiero que se sepa lo que pasó aquí. No mames. Discúlpenme que lo diga tantas veces, pero se acaba de despedir de mí. Adiós. ¿Vieron? ¿Vieron eso? ¡Wow! No lo puedo creer todo lo que está pasando. No puedo creer todo lo que está pasando, familia. La Ouija, el tablero Ouija me acaba de confesar un crimen. Acaba de confesar un crimen. Acaba de revelar un asesinato. No. Dios, ya nos escuchó. Otra vez. Otra vez. Otra vez, familia. No. Dios mío, estoy muy nervioso. Otra vez. No, no mames, otra vez. Igual que la anterior vez. No. No, ya no quiero. Vete, ya no quiero seguir hablando, vete.
In such an area in the breeze of the wind, you should expect these candles to flicker, but the voices are inexplicable. Don't tell me wind can sometimes sound like people screaming. I know the difference. It wasn't even windy when he was recording. Gustavo Melendez, and who doesn't know who Gustavo is? Well, it seems like you're the only one here who has ever heard of him. I don't think so, and let me make my point clear. We hope you could do so instead of wasting so much time. If I'm not mistaken, this man has been on my channel 3 or 4 times before, which makes him already famous enough to be recognized by his entire family. How impressive. But Gustavo Melendez has been dealing with the paranormal in his house for quite some time, and it has been intense ever since I first saw him. Ever since I laid an eye on him, it was the kind of relationship from the first encounter. This is going somewhere, and we don't like the way it's going. From what I remember, his paranormal activity has always been pretty convincing, but I don't know what happened down the road. Something seems to have gone wrong because, based on the next clips, this shadow floating thingy looks like a below-budget djinn figure, which is not welcomed. As he was asleep, he might have been going through some sleep paralysis while he was trying to catch any paranormal evidence, so he later saw the video and thought to himself, this is not enough, so let's add a shadow figure or a cloud in the shape of it, and then make a follow-up video showing the result of this scary phenomena, which was a bruise on his armrest. Or when he poured some flour on the floor to catch the ghost off guard with his big footprint. The other day he was making an apology video, as I suspect, but he was bothered by the ghost messing in his kitchen. The last clip where his front door was being knocked on aggressively was good though.
no digo que feos, no, hasta eso no, pero fue extraños y de repente escuché ruidos y me estaba levantando a esta hora. No sé si se escuchó. Yo escuché un ruido en la sala. Vamos a ver. Hay 4 vasos cayéndose, 4 en el suelo. Puedo mostrar que estoy solo, no hay nadie en estos momentos. ¿A qué voy?
I have never seen a ghost with a footprint like that. Like, seriously, even if I tried to twist my imagination in every possible way, this wouldn't be the outcome. How did you end up with a ghost rocking that foot size? And since when do ghosts leave such perfect footprints? It's usually weird smudges, not a full-on human foot. Maybe, just maybe, ghosts aren't the only things lurking in your house. Whenever you're investigating an abandoned place and stumble upon a weird cassette, a CD disc, or a paper message, know one thing: you're either done or almost done. Either way, you have to evacuate because this is about to get really serious and probably pretty dangerous. The person in the next video was investigating a research laboratory, a place you should stay away from if you have no business involved when it's facilitating, and stay away from when it's abandoned. This person had the guts to keep going, despite the eerie vibes in the place. What she was about to find was nothing else but bone-chilling. She found a paper on the floor. Since when are papers scary? Well, depending on what's written on that paper, it could literally take someone's soul out. The paper was just the appetizer. What she found next was the real deal. a recorded interview inside a projector. When she played it, guess what she found out? Nothing. The recording wasn't empty. It was an ordinary interview that took place a long time ago. It was her red flag. Why, you may ask? Because just seconds later, all the lights were shut, and the projector was turned off, while a heavy drop sound echoed. She barely asked, "Who is there?" before she got her answer that made her crumble.
Laboratory log.
Thank you, Dr. Miller, for coming in on such short notice. We'll get started. Records show that you were working as a laboratory technician on the night of August 8th, 1953. Is this correct?
Yes, that is correct.
What can you tell us about the incident in room 24?
I was in my office finishing up charts for the day. I heard screaming. I ran out and Dr. Reynolds. Oh, Jesus.
Where was Dr. Reynolds?
He was everywhere. On the ceiling, on the floor, the walls.
Where was asset 0235?
That thing is no asset. It's a monster. We created a monster. Oh God, what have I done? We're not safe here.
Dr. Miller, the asset has been contained.
You don't understand. This facility.
Who's there?
I don't know where this footage is coming from, and it might also be an old short film made on YouTube back in the 2009 to 2011 era, based on its quality and style. Although it's just an assumption, the way the events happened and that recorded interview feel too terribly good to be true. However, since there is no further information or context, I can't clearly tell. What I can tell you is that you have to subscribe and watch the next video on screen.